Sarah, what's the best school lunch item, either you growing up or that you like to put in your daughter's school lunch pack?
My favorite school lunch growing up was definitely square or rectangle pizza with like the rectangle or little square pepperoni, on it and corn, like corn off the cob. It was like bag corn. I was so excited on rectangle pizza day.
Rectangle pizza day.
You didn't
And
have,
just no, we never had pizza at school. That was like, I think maybe one day we had. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like it's like a
it's,
frozen thing.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
sheet tray pizza. It was
lots
not
of
like
cheese.
not like good pizza. It was, but I loved it. I loved that, and I loved taquito day. That's what they always called them where I was growing up. They were just like the deep fried, rolled up government beef.
I will say my favorite school lunch items are whatever I ate at Freight House that you gave my daughters.
Okay.
You did you did
What
this
I
little
can't
like
remember what.
you
Oh,
did
the
this.
little Lula plate.
Yeah, it was, you were like, hey, this is something I make for my or like a little like accoutrements or kind of like I don't know what it was exactly, but my kids loved it. It was awesome. It was
We
great.
call them Lula plates, and it's a little bit. They started like when I was like starting to feed Lula food, so we would give her a little bit of everything that was all like soft or like age appropriate. And so we'll just make those for kids. We'll put like olives and blue cheese. We'll put anything we want on there. And a lot of times parents are like, they don't like that. And I'm like, you don't know, you're ruining everything. They do. Kids like salty stuff and they like weird stuff. They love it. They love sweet pickles.
Unlike Tristan Epps, my kids love pickles. Anything pickled, they devour it. Sarah, this is really exciting. We've been kind of sitting on this for a while, but I would like to introduce Sara Bradley to the show. Everyone listens and watches the show. They know who you are already. But for those who don't know, Sara Bradley, two-time Top Chef contestant and finalist, both in World All Stars and in her home state of Kentucky. She is also the chef and owner of Freight House in Paducah, and also a James Beard Award finalist. Did I get that the
Yeah.
right terminology? Correct.
Yeah.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And now this season's co-host for Pack Your Knives. Welcome to the show, Sarah, in an official capacity as my co-pilot this season.
Thank you. I've listened to this show for years. So every time you would call and be like, you want to be a guest on the show, I would get so excited. Yeah. And I'm really excited for Charlotte this season because I went to culinary school in Charlotte and I lived there for a couple of years. So I feel like maybe I have a little insight. It's been almost 20 years or it's probably been 20 years since I lived there, but I was there.
You were there, and that
Yeah.
is such a great little detail in our friendship and doing the show together. I'm so excited because, Charlotte isn't the epicenter of the culinary world in America. Like that, to have connections to Charlotte is just a great plus. But then, as I'm talking to you, there's a lot of people who have come through Charlotte or was at Johnson and Wales in Charlotte. Tristan Epps, another one who just won Top Chef, has ties to Charlotte as well. And he said on the pod a couple weeks ago, he said it's his favorite city he's ever lived in. You were here. I want to say you were in the Noda district of Charlotte when you were here, and it was a very different time than now in Charlotte. So when were you in Charlotte?
So I was there the second year that Johnson and Wales was opened. So I don't know if it was a full 20 years, maybe like between 15 and 20, would have been more than that, between 15 and 20-ish somewhere. But when I lived out in Noda, there was like mellow mushroom, Cabo fish taco.
Yeah.
There was a like Jamaican place. That was it. There was like one place of apartments and that was it. It was dead, I mean, it was just starting.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool town. I really liked Charlotte.
It's the arts district of Charlotte, Noda, and there's a lot of cool shops over there. I don't know if it was back in the early 2000s, but now it's It's a really cool part of town. A lot of people are moving into Noda. Haberdish, which is not, I'm not affiliated with Haberdish. It's a Southern restaurant that's really good over in Noda. They have lines out the door for that restaurant. Also, same group of Growlers is another big one in Noda. Cabo is an institution in Noda.
It's still there?
Yep. Salud down the street is also an institution. James Beard nominated beer shop. I didn't even know they did those, but it's an incredible spot over there down the street and coffee shop. It's great to have you on board to talk about Charlotte, but also Top Chef. You have an amazing eye for Top Chef, not just as a contestant, but also as a viewer. I feel like you dig this show not just as a competitor, but also like you think about this stuff, like really are a dork in the most affectionate way I can say, as a dork myself. You geek out over food competition shows.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like part of it is I love a puzzle, right? Like if you've seen me on shows before, I always have these like very intricate notebooks. And I just want to say that I already have very intricate notebook that I have started with a lot of ideas about what I think the challenges are going to be. I like to like kind of try to figure it out. And then I think that, yeah, like it's the whole thing about it. It's not ever so much like, what would I do? What would I cook? I love the like back end of it. Does that make sense? Like the behind the house scenes of the creation of a TV show. Like it's really cool. That's what's been so much fun to get to be involved with them, is you see so much happen that you never would know existed.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do this episode. We're going to sink our teeth into the Charlotte and Greenville. So I should mention that Charlotte is going to be the hub city for Top Chef Carolinas, Top Chef season 23. And they are going to do a portion of this season going to be in Greenville, South Carolina, which is just across the border, about an hour away from Charlotte. And that will be the theme of this episode, is you'll find out the geography of Charlotte, and the larger area of Charlotte has a lot of cool stuff going on. But Sara, we're going to like kind of on this episode, we're going to do a little preview. We, for the record, we don't know any of the challenges. We don't know any of the contestants. We don't know anything. So when we're recording this right now, we are off the cuff, just blindly predicting what are some of the tent poles, or what are some of the themes, or what are some of the foods that you're going to see on this season of Top Chef Carolinas. And I want to let you, since you are making your grand entrance to the show, I want you, Sara, to give us your first pick, or at least your first challenge that you'd like to claim on this this season of Top Chef. One that you feel like, all right, this is gonna be on there, and I wanna plant my flag that this is a great idea that I thought of, and maybe they'll have it.
Okay, so the first thing I got to say is we know there are some things that are always going to happen, right? Like because there's sponsorship stuff. So like we know there's always going to be the movie one. We know BMW is going to be there. We know like all of these different things. So I really took time to like think like how those ones that we know will happen are going to play in.
Okay.
So I am going to start with Bank of America, right? Bank of America. That's Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Charlotte headquarters. It is a banking town. This is what Charlotte has kind of branded itself predominantly, is it's a banking town, which not the coolest of brands, but yes, Bank of America is headquartered here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So it's bizarre to think that Bank of America isn't a big sponsor. There's no way they let somebody else do it, right? But Panther Stadium is also Bank of America. Mm-hmm. And I think Charlotte is a big sports ball town. It's like a big sports ball town. So I'm picturing this elimination challenge, because what we've started to see now is always this one where they did it on season 20 and now we've seen it again. It's always like this sports challenge. So I'm going to attack it like this, where I know these ones that definitely always happen. Sports ball town. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Maze has put on the Chiron, Charlotte equals big sports ball town. And I will say, she's doing this tongue in cheek. Sarah knows her sports. She knows her sports.
I do.
So.
That's why. So there's a thing in the kitchen, in the restaurant world, where we say, like, we don't have bankers hours. So I wonder if somehow either Bank of America with Panthers or Bank of America, if somehow they tie that into the overnight cook, because there's always one overnight cook. Like on season 16 for us, it was the dessert one. Season 20, gosh, I can't even remember. Oh, you know what it was? The season 21 got cut because the Queen of England.
That's right.
Sadly passed away. But I think that this like bankers hours thing comes in, it's this overnight, and then they have to serve this like power brunch, like power banker breakfast thing. After they've been up prepping the whole day, they've been up all night, and they got to like roll right into it.
I love this.
I think that's
I love this. This is great because it ties in a lot of things, right? Because the bank, they call it the bank. Charlotte FC, the soccer team, the soccer club here, has been awesome this year. And they kind of branded it as the bank. I didn't really hear this very much with the Panthers. They play in the same stadium. And it's huge. I went to Rolling Stones concert, not Rolling Stones, who was it? Red Hot Chili Peppers, Kenny Chesney. The concert, they didn't start doing concerts at the bank until the new ownership came into town, which is insane. Like 3 years ago, they figured out, oh, we can sell out like big musical acts, Billy Joel and Elton John, if we just open up the stadium, not on Sundays too. And so it's the Charlotte FC, they call it the bank. It's a lot of good bank kind of theme stuff that you can play with on this one. My question is, Wells Fargo has been a huge sponsor of Top Chef. And Wells Fargo has a huge influence here in Charlotte. So I'm like, Sarah, how do they play this? Because it's like there's the tallest building, the tallest skyscraper in the center in Uptown Charlotte. Another PSA is that downtown Charlotte is called Uptown because it's up on a hill. Uptown Charlotte, the tallest skyscraper is the Bank of America building. And it's got this like crown-like top to it. And it's very distinctive. It's awesome. However, BB&T that merged with SunTrust and now is called Truist Bank, they put their name on the top of their building in the skyline. And now Wells Fargo's like, we want to get in on the party. And they put their name at the top of their skyscraper. Wells Fargo bought Wachovia, which is another North Carolina bank that I tried to get a job there when I was graduating college, did not get it. And everything, all is well that ends well. But I could see a bidding war between these banks. If Bravo's being and Magical Elves and the Top Chef world, if they were smart about this, man, they could get bankers in a bidding war.
I mean, so it was Chase whenever I think Chase, my first, or maybe Capital One, my first season. It's been different. It was different on season 16. It was different on season 20. Wells Fargo's been there for a couple years. But it's all about, right? It's all about the money. And that is the genius of Top Chef. I mean, yes, it's a cooking show, but also as the years have gone along, I think it's become a lot more about it's this digestible sells, you know, like how do we sell stuff to people while they're watching this like TV show, which I mean, I love it. Sometimes I hate it, but I love it. But I think that, I mean, I think if you really want to tie it in, you make it this, like, maybe it's at USA Bank or it's this Panther Stadium that could be a power breakfast, or it could be like they're outside tailgating like all night long and, you know, doing some North Carolina barbecue. I mean, there's so many ways I think to bring that stadium in. And so I foresee that it has, I think it's got to be Bank of America this year.
Okay. All right. That one's off the board. You can't bleed into barbecue now. Okay. You can't just hold that into your response. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on this one. I'm going to go a mise en place race at the Charlotte 500 Motor Speedway.
I agree.
Charlotte, like Kentucky's known for their horse racing. Charlotte is known as the capital of racing in America. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Earnhardt, they grew up in Kannapolis, which is just outside of Charlotte. The NASCAR Hall of Fame is here in Uptown Charlotte. Everyone in racing, NASCAR has their garage, their hub right here in Charlotte, just up the road. So I think they're going to have a race of some sort. And I feel like we missed out last year. We didn't get a mise en place on the show. There wasn't any sort of like that kind of prep work race. I feel like we got to get it back. And what a better way to do that than at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I could see it. It's like set up like little pit stops, like how long I don't know how long a pit stop takes, but I'm sure you want it to be as fast as possible. So it's like, once you finish this pit stop, your teammate goes on to the next one. And maybe there's, 8 things and there's, 2 teams of 4, however they want to break it up. But I definitely think, yes, I agree. They're doing Charlotte. It's a pit stop. It's the mise en place challenge. And then you get to the end and you have to cook.
What is the mise en place food item that you, Sarah, can crush better than anybody else?
I'm really good at butchering. So I will say I demolished some lamb rack in England. I'm really good, like artichokes. People hate the artichokes. I'm great with artichokes, very fast with that. Any of the I would shell peas. I would clean chestnuts. As a woman in the kitchen, I couldn't always pick up the heaviest box. So I made it I would time myself. I'd be like, this day it took me this. I had a notebook and I would be like, it took me 3 minutes to break down this halibut. And then I'd be like, all right. And I'd time myself the next day. And so, yeah, so I like to move really fast. So.
How are you with fast cars? Do you think you'd be enjoying a NASCAR, like getting in a car with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and going around? Is that something you would be not cool with?
I don't know. I mean, I would do it. I feel like Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be fine. I don't want to drive a car really fast. I like to be responsible on the road. I like to make a complete stop. I just don't drive that fast.
Yeah. Well,
but I would do the opposite. I would jump out of a plane any day.
Okay, because this was a thing last season. They had to go at the top of that building, and it was some people were terrified. I feel like I talk a big game that I could do that, and then when I get up there and you're leaning over the side to get an extra 20 minutes in your quick fire or whatever it is, it's easier said than done. So I'm gonna go with Charlotte Motor Speedway mise en place race. What's your next one?
I have to ask a quick question. Can you drive a stick shift?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I have so much more respect for you now. I can too. I was like, please, Tom, don't say you can't, because then you wouldn't have been able to drive the car anyway. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, my mom's Mazda Miata was the most fun car I've ever driven in my life. Is this little thing that was like a go-kart around town.
Okay, I am going with my next elimination challenge. So we know the Hornets, there's the Charlotte Hornets. This is not a sports ball thing, but so I did a little stuff. So in the Revolutionary War, it became known as the Hornet's Nest. I think there's a challenge where they have to use Carolina Reapers and make really spicy food.
Oh my God. So you're looping in both the
Charlotte's Nest.
Hornet venom stinging.
Yeah, it's spicy. Element. And then they start, and there's also there's a bunch of hot sauce brands that come out of that area, like Red Clay and things like that. So I think they pull in the Carolina Reaper to do this crazy, your food has to be spicy, but that's the challenge. How spicy? Somebody's going to make it so hot that they just blow someone up. Other people, it's not going to be hot enough. They're going to hide it. So I think because they love to give a little intro on why it's called this. And so they bring in, some people. And I think it's called the Hornet's Nest Challenge. And it's they are creating really spicy food.
Okay. Smokin' Ed Curry, his name is Smokin' Ed. He's based in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is a suburb of Charlotte. Again, Charlotte is on the border of South Carolina. So when you talk about Greenville, South Carolina, it might seem oh, that's another state. It's 45 miles down the road. Same with Fort Mill. It's 20 miles south of where I live, and it's this little shop called Pucker Butt. And that's where Carolina Reapers were invented and cultivated. And Smokin' Ed Curry is quite the character. If you've ever watched Hot Ones, he's always on Hot Ones in that sort of orbit, because he is the the pepper god, right? And his story is great. Have you ever heard of Ed Curry's story?
I
Like
haven't.
why he became like the godfather of spicy peppers?
Uh-uh.
He went to Michigan, I want to say, and like flunked out. And apologies to Ed if I'm butchering this story. Flunked out, had some substance abuse stuff going on, wanted to like, restart his life. And he decided to like channel all of this energy into like creating the hottest pepper in the world. And for the rest of his life, he charted like everything was to just like take all of that energy and put it into something positive. And so he became just this like guru of capsaicin and hot spicy foods. And he just was set out to make the hottest pepper in the world. And he did it. And he's based out here 20 miles south of Charlotte. So I feel like there is going to be, I hope, but Reapers are so spicy, Sarah. I don't know if I've had a dish with Reapers in it that was like the predominant flavor, and it was a super enjoyable experience. I've eaten a whole Reaper before, and I'll tell you one thing, it hurts twice. It hurts going down and coming back out, so watch out.
Well, that's the thing. So I think that this becomes, because I think you have to give the chef some time. So I also made a list of challenges that will never happen. And that is that they all have to quickly make a hot sauce. And then there's like 15 hot sauces lined up. And, Gail and Padma and them have to, or not Padma, oopsie, Gail and Kristen and Tom have to like go through and taste them out. That never happens, right? Because it's just like you blow people's palate out. They can't do it. But I think they have to work the Carolina Reaper in somehow. So I think that this challenge, you have to give the chefs some time to like be able to tweak it. And these are going to be some really great wins and some crazy hard fails. Like there's going to be a couple of fails that are just like people crying and coughing, and I think it's going to make great TV.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Gail, Tom, or Kristen, any of them, where are they on the whole Scoville scale? Like, do they like spicy foods?
I know Kristen does. Or I think Kristen does. I don't think that Tom and Gail have like an against it. Padma always act like it could never be hot enough for her, but then if it was too hot, she,
yeah.
Like, nobody
should make note of it. Yeah.
So I think we get this Carolina Reaper. They tie it into kind of like the hornet's nest type thing. And maybe it's not just Carolina Reaper. Maybe there's other, spicy things that they can use, but it has to be a spicy dish. And the Carolina Reaper maybe is one of the ingredients that they can use.
So at Wake Forest, based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is about an hour away from Charlotte, Texas Pete hot sauce is headquartered in Winston-Salem, and it's not from Texas. It's from Winston-Salem, which is very odd that Texas Pete would be based in North Carolina. But that's another one that you could throw in there as a hot sauce sponsor or embedded into the story. All right. I'm going to go for my pick here. Krispy Kreme donuts. Not totally sure how they're going to do that. A donut challenge of some sort, create a donut with your spin on it, your twist. I didn't know this. Krispy Kreme is associated with North Carolina because the headquarters are in Charlotte, and the first ever like big retail store is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Did you know where it originated? Krispy Kreme?
In Paducah.
Yeah.
That is my favorite donut shop. So there's two cousins, and they got into this big fight about the recipe. So the recipe for Red's donuts, which are still fried in lard in Paducah and are the most delicious thing you've ever had. There was these two cousins, and they separated ways, but they both use the same dough recipe. And as I understand, it's still the same one.
Yeah.
But he was from Paducah, and he took off. He stole that recipe and took off.
Wow.
But, yeah.
That was so cool. I was reading up on it, and I was like, wait a minute. The origin story is there on the Ohio. It's in Paducah. And then they traveled, one of the brothers or cousins or whatever it is, went up to Nashville and started a shop there, and then made its way because this guy loved Camel cigarettes, which based in Winston-Salem, RJ Reynolds, it's a tobacco town. Camel cigarettes was his favorite cigarette, and he heard that it was based in, headquartered in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So what better place to start up your donut shop than at the the Camel HQ. So he moved his shop over to Winston-Salem. The rest is history.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think a Krispy Kreme, I feel like that's a quick fire. They're like, maybe they provide that, maybe it doesn't have to be straight. Maybe they have donut dough and you can use that if you want, but you also can make your own fritter. It just needs to be some sort of fried dough thing with a topping. And then they're gonna knock the people that used the dough. But those
why would they?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
They do that. They like give you a thing and then they're like here, you can use this if you want. And then if you don't use it, they're like, so good. But if you do use it, I don't know. Maybe they don't knock them for it. But yeah, I think Krispy Kreme, they all have to create their own fried dough fritter thing. That feels like a quick fire to me.
You talked about red, what is it? Red donuts? What is it?
Reds. Yeah.
Reds. Talk to me about those. So
still, I mean, it's this tiny little shop. You go in, there's like 4 or 5 old ladies working behind the counter. They only sell like local milk. They have coffee that's like out of the big, huge percolator. My favorite thing there are the holes. I like the hole because you just pop them in. And their holes always have like a divot. So they have like a little divot in one side and that's full of glaze. So it's like, I know, like, but you still get them. I mean, a lot of times when you go there, they're still warm. So I'm going to eat donut holes from Reds, or I'm going to get the raspberry filled with the cream topping. Mm-hmm. Love them. They're so good.
I think kind of the classic Krispy Kreme is their best Krispy Kreme. I've tried, the chocolate with the sprinkles, but like, I feel like the classic, just no flavors added to it. It's just like a great hamburger. Like it's just perfect. So I think the best thing that they do at Krispy Kreme is just the classic. So
I kind of hate though that Krispy Kreme, you can like go into gas stations now and they have like the Krispy Kreme display. Those donuts can't be like, what's so good about a donut is that it's so fresh, right? Like I want to go to a donut shop that sells out at like 2:00 and there's no more donuts for the rest of the day.
But it was part of the marketing of it was that you could go into gas stations in college. I came home talking to my friends about Krispy Kremes. And I was like, just wait till it hits Connecticut. Just wait till it hits the Northeast because it's going to sell like hotcakes. No pun intended. It was so good. And in Winston-Salem, they have like the original store or whatever they branded it as in Winston-Salem. But then you could go to BP, you could go to Shell stations and they would have like a carton of the Krispy Kremes. And it was kind of a thing, was like, oh, that one has them and that one has them. But you're right. There's nothing better than a donut right off the line.
I know. And I just have to say, I'm sorry, Dunkin' Donuts, but
yeah,
no, it's not a donut, right?
Boston cream is what my mom like basically raised us on, is Dunkin' Donuts Boston cream donuts. I like the blueberry donut from there, but like it's, now it's known for its bagels and its coffees. So they dropped the donuts thing. And as a New Englander, I will stand for Dunkin' Donuts, but yeah, it's not the same. It's just not the same. If I had to put one versus the other, I'm going Krispy Kreme every time.
There you go. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to jump over to BMW.
Okay.
So another North America headquarters is the Michelin headquarters are in Greenville, South Carolina. So I think we get this like crazy, super high end, fine dining. Also, the Michelin Guide just announced that they're going to start going around the South. So I think this is like their perfect inn. I think you get this like the Michelin Guide guy is like at the table. You get a bunch of Michelin star chefs. I think this is one where they just go over the top, super, super, super high end fine dining. And this is the one where there will be a couple chefs that are really going to like excel in this one. Like this is something that like Buddha excels at. And even though I've worked in like all this, it's not technically my style. It's not the style I do. I can do it. But like you have some people that come like locked, loaded, ready for this one. And if you're any type of chef who does any type of research going into Top Chef, you know that. And you have a dish that you are just ready to like ball out on. It's full blown.
I love this for sure. I love this, especially with as you mentioned, the news that the South and Charlotte included is going to be included in this the Michelin guide. So they're going to go in and try to see if any. I don't know if any Charlotte-based restaurants are going to get a star or what have you, but there's also the bib that they offer that I think a lot of restaurants in Charlotte are going to go after too. So that would be a great tie-in, and what better way to do that than to spotlight Greenville, which is a great downtown. Just be ready; it's going to be a really cool, quaint southern town. Love Greenville, and the Michelin tie-in. That's perfect.
Yep.
It's out of BMW just because it's a sponsor that they'll have some sort of tie-in on that.
I mean, so are you saying BMW is your next one or no?
No, you said BMW was going to be on your sponsor for the Michelin challenge.
I think so. I mean, I think that they could be like, because they're both in Greenville. So I think that like BMW, they would love that because it's luxury. And so, they're like driving around. They got to give them like the nicest BMWs for the Michelin, episode. Like they got to really ball out on this one. But I think that that's like, and those are both South Carolina. So they're both based there. And on most of those seasons, when you win the BMW challenge, you get included in that the BMW driving experience. So you get to go out to South Carolina, you get to go out to Greenville and do the whole thing and drive it. Kelsey tried to give me hers when she won on the houseboat challenge, and they were like, "No, you can't do that." And she's like, "I don't want it." And I was like, "I do." And they said no, she couldn't give it to me.
One of the most just amazing episodes of Top Chef was the boat challenge.
That was so much fun.
In the Kentucky scene. What a shit show that was.
It was so much fun. Oh, God. Yeah.
This one, I'm going to go, it's going to be a team-based challenge, and it's going to be East versus West barbecue competition. You're going to get some barbecue like giants on the East Carolina side. So East is whole hog, vinegar-based, more vinegar-based sauce. West is Lexington style, Lexington, North Carolina, which is just outside of Charlotte. And that's the pork shoulder chop ketchup-based sauce. And I think they're going to divide two teams, and then they're going to go head-to-head on creating either a barbecue dish or the vinegar dish. And Tom, Gail, and Kristen are going to hold up their flags and say which one they like better. And it's going to be a team competition. They're going to have coaches on each side, like teaching them the ways of the barbecue and the pork and pig roast, and how they're going to coach these chefs is going to ultimately create this like team competition. So that's what I'm going on. They have to have a barbecue episode, and I think that might be the one.
So let me ask. So East is whole hog, and then West is like what, like butt or shoulder?
Shoulder, yeah. Yep.
God, you want to be on the shoulder team for that, right? Like you want to be on the butt team. You don't want to whole hog. There's such an art to it. And then, there's differences. Like some people do them skin side up. Some people do them skin side down. So there's a lot of difference. I think that,
you would want to be on team West, Lexington style.
So the thing about barbecue, and I had a barbecue team. We were named the Cartel. We sold our meat by the kilo, and it was like everything was, you would get these like big bricks of meat, and the burritos were like just big, huge bricks. And we did it as a fundraiser for like local art house cinema. We raised lots of money, but butts are so easy to do. And what's so nice about butts and shoulders is that once you get them to a certain temperature, you wrap them up really tight, like paper foil, wrap them up, and then you drop them in a cooler and you let them rest. And so if you can get those done in time, then they really have, like, I think there's a much easier execution to them. You can also do a lot of stuff. Like if you cook them skin side with the skin, you could make the fat. I mean, the whole hog is hard. It gives you more options, but I don't know. I think
that's why the coaches are there. That's why the gurus are there.
I think they'd have to do both, give them both whole hog. I don't know.
To have a level playing field, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think you can give them both different types of protein.
Okay.
But yes, that happens for sure. There's a lot of overnight options here.
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening, Oh,
and should we say as a disclaimer that the challenge producers on Top Chef, you are welcome to any of these ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we won't ask for credit of anything.
No.
Okay. here's my next one. It's this like heirloom kind of heritage dinner. So we see a lot where and this is Elimination Challenge, we see a lot where they love to take a lot of the products that have been around for a really long time, or maybe some of like the tradition. But I think when we start to look, I even picked out like the stuff that I'm talking Bene seeds, scuppernongs, muscadines, guinea corn, leather breeches, Carolina gold rice. They have this huge table, maybe they're ping pong ball drawing or however they're doing it. And they each have this heritage ingredient to use. Let's say maybe there's like 12 people left in this one. And so it's like, 6 groups and like 2 people go head to head and somebody wins. But I think they all get like a heritage heirloom ingredient from kind of the Carolinas region. And they have to use that.
Love it. They did something like this at the Calgary one, where they had to forage in the woods, and there was like kind of like a local farming or local ingredients that they had to do the challenge, a head-to-head challenge. Same thing. I love this. This is great. And you incorporate some history into this. Carolina gold rice is more, I think, Charleston, associated with Charleston Low Country, South Carolina, but Carolina's as an umbrella. I think like you bring all this stuff together, and I think it'll be a great competition. I think that's a great challenge. That's a great call. I'm gonna go. Which one? Okay, this seems easy enough, but I feel like I'm surprised it hasn't been picked already. Bojangles fried chicken and biscuits. Yeah.
Man, it's so good. It's so good.
So good.
Do they still have the buffet at Bojangles? Like you still go in? Oh,
Depends. Yeah. But it's, when you go into an NBA locker room, there are stacks of Bojangles fried chicken boxes in every team that comes through. They have to have them. And like LeBron will be, I don't know if LeBron, cause he treats his body like a temple, but every like player, while they're like doing interviews at the locker after the game, they're munching on some fried chicken. They're just slurping and chewing. And it's our, Popeyes, Louisiana kitchen style, fried chicken. You can have yours. I love Popeyes. But I'm gonna stand for some Bojangles fried chicken. The biscuits are awesome. They have their signature dish is the Cajun filet biscuit, which I sustained myself in college all 4 years on Cajun filet biscuits at the tailgate. If you're at a ACC football game, there's a good chance there's just a ton of Bojangles there at your tailgate.
Okay, I like
fried chicken challenge of some sort. Yeah.
All right, so you said NBA game, and this is my like deep dive into this. Okay, so Michael Jordan, right? Charlotte. He just got hired by NBC as he's a new analyst. Okay, so
that's right.
NBC Universal owns Bravo, if you didn't know. So I think that they do this one. I don't know if maybe he's there, but he also has a NASCAR team.
Yeah,
he's definitely like a foodie guy. So I think that Michael Jordan ends up on Top Chef this season.
How cool would that be?
I think that NBC is like, yo, we just hired you for NBA. Like I know, and also I don't think that NBC has they don't have the ACC rights. So like, I don't know that we get like a Duke or a UNC or an anything like that challenge. Even though Tom Colicchio is a huge UNC fan, I don't think we get to see that. But I think we get to see Michael Jordan on Top Chef.
Here's how. His NASCAR race team. He's got Bubba Wallace. He's got Hamlin. He's got a NASCAR race team. And I think Michael would like to be known not just as a basketball guy, but also as a NASCAR owner of this team. And I feel like that will be, whether it's incorporating the mise en place idea, I don't know. But I was kind of thinking, Sarah, how do they bring in Michael Jordan into this? Because I didn't even put together the NBC Universal thing, but you are light years. You are playing chess. I am playing checkers. That's brilliant. It's brilliant because the only way you're going to get Michael Jordan is if there's some sort of business tie-in that he will sign off and be like, yeah, absolutely. NASCAR, NBC, Charlotte, it's all in the soup. I love this. Yeah. And Mays points out, season 23.
I know. I know. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. And if
Yeah.
you're listening, and you don't know Michael Jordan, his number is 23 and he's from there. And he like, I just think that, yeah, I think it's like a home. And I mean, is he from Charlotte or is that just like where he like laid his roots and he,
He's from Wilmington, North Carolina, which is over by the coast, down 74. But you take 74 from Charlotte down to Wilmington. It's not a far drive. It's about 3 hours and change. But he owned the Bobcats, then Hornets, and just sold a team a couple years ago. But he still has he has a lot of ties around the city, and most significantly, his outpost in Charlotte is because of the NASCAR racing team that he owns. So I feel like that's hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
You know what? I'd say it's a slam dunk idea by you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Next, I've got Cheerwine. So Cheerwine is a soda, cherry flavored soda that is based outside of Charlotte in Salisbury, North Carolina. It's about 45 miles northeast. I feel like that's Charlotte region enough that you could get a Cheerwine soda, cherry flavored quick fire. I don't think it's going to be a elimination challenge, but I could see some cherry flavored theme for a quick fire incorporated by Cheerwine, which has been around since 1917. And although Charlotte is a very new city by American standards, Cheerwine's been around for a long time. So I think Cheerwine pulling into the Southern nostalgia brands, I feel like Cheerwine could be incorporated into season 23. What say you?
Definitely. I think if there's, so I love L8. I'm a Kentucky girl, right? But if I have to pick like a regional soda that's not L8, which they did just release a Pawpaw version, which is fire. But I'm going with Cheerwine. Like, I love Cheerwine. We even use it in the restaurant. People will be like, this is North Carolina. I'm like, I went to school in Charlotte. Like, I just love it. I think you definitely, I feel like it's a quick fire challenge. You know, it's like, get it in there. Like, I can picture like, you know, Cheerwine, and then there's like dried cherries and, you know, Bordeaux cherries and Bing cherries. There's like all this cherry stuff all over it. So I think that, yeah, we definitely see that.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
Hate cherry flavored anything.
No.
I know.
What about cherry flavored Robitussin?
That's the problem. We're robo tripping on this pod next episode. Sarah, I as a kid, that's the problem is whenever I was sick, my mom would give me cherry flavored cough syrup or a Robitussin, what have you. And I have associated that for the rest of my life with cherry flavored anything. Just makes me gag. It makes me gag. And cherries I can do, like a Manhattan, I can do that. But cherry flavor, like also banana flavored candy, like when you get Skittles, like the tropical Skittles, and we don't do Skittles in our house anymore because of all the stuff that we're learning about the food coloring and stuff. But I was already out on the whole banana flavor. It's candy flavored. It's artificial banana flavor, artificial cherry flavor. I'm not really a big fan of. So like Cheerwine, Dr. Pepper, just not my thing, Sarah. I don't have many things that are like taboo for my palate. That I just can't do.
I wonder if you were to look at like cheer or cherry flavoring, I wonder if there's some like chemical compound in there that's like specific to cherry flavoring. And you just like, that's the one. That's the thing that you like can't stand.
What if it's genetically linked to cilantro? Because that's the other thing. I can't do cilantro.
Oh, well, you know, this is a very interesting fact. They actually think that there was a genetic mutation. So for people that don't like cilantro, they think you guys are the normals and that we are the weirds. So that there was a genetic mutation to allow people to like cilantro. They think that maybe back in the day when it was like this cress and it hadn't been, you know, propagated and, you know, modified and done all this stuff, it was probably something that you shouldn't be eating, like that coriander cress and things like that, and that shape. And so you didn't like the taste of it, so you didn't eat it. And therefore, but somehow as it's gone on, the genetic mutation is the people that like coriander and like cilantro. It's not the other way around. You can look at it, like you can look at it on the genome because they have like, they've, you know, they've traced it back. They can say it's like this thing right here. These people have it. But the people that like cilantro are the weirdos. There are many more of us, I think, that like cilantro and don't. But we are the genetic mutation.
This I don't know if this makes me feel better about myself, but I feel like me being like the pure like I'm the more I'm not the one. Yeah, you're the weirdos. You're all the weirdos. The majority of you out there are weirdos.
We're seeing that you are unevolved. I was thinking like survival of the fittest, but maybe you are very fit for the people that don't like cilantro. And so you're sticking around. Your genes are hanging out.
Is there a crest that is like poisonous that I was avoiding? My ancestors were avoiding, rightfully so, apparently.
I mean, it's the same thing with like a lot of times with bitter foods. That's kind of like one of the philosophies behind why chefs put bitter things on their food. So like bitter greens and stuff like that. Like one, it's a whole new flavor component. But when you put something bitter in your mouth starts to water, right? It's like all this saliva starts going and it's telling you like, spit it out, like get all of this stuff out of your mouth. So by adding a little bit of bitterness to your food, your mouth starts to salivate. And then you're like, oh, I need a glass of wine. I need some white wine, some acid to rinse this down. Oh, I need some fat. I need some salt. So making sure you hit all those like flavors is really important. But bitter foods will make you, they'll really like, they might suck all the moisture out at first, but then it's like, and they're like, get it out. Yeah. So,
bitter beer face. Remember that ad campaign? Remember that? Yeah.
You can't do it. He didn't have any teeth, right? He was
we have too many teeth. Yeah. Those weirdos out there that could do bitter beer face, they have no teeth. But Sara, wait, so that was Cheerwine, why I don't like cherry flavored anything, but I do like cherries. I can do cherries, which is there a flavor, like candy flavor, that is so distant from the actual flavor that when you taste it, you're like, why is it associated with that fruit?
I think banana for sure. I think banana Laffy Taffy, like I'm not into that. Mm-hmm. I think that's always the one that like stands out. I think the two that work the best for me are those Jelly Belly juicy pear ones. Like those literally taste like pears. They are my favorite of all the fake flavorings. I also like passion fruit flavor. Like I think I think that like hits. So I think that those ones do really well. But of the worst ones, I would say
banana.
And when they say lemon lime, like Sprite is like lemon lime flavored, it's just sugar and bubbles, right? Like it doesn't really have a citrus flavor to it anymore.
Well, you are steamrolling past your hottest take, which is that bananas are best eaten when they're like basically green.
Oh yeah. I don't want a single fleck of brown on my banana. I want it to be pristine, perfect banana. It can't be if it's too soft, it's like, ugh, I got to peel those little extra hairs off of it too. I'm very particular about my banana.
That's a given. The hair has got to go. But not even a speck of green. Brown. This is a severe hot take here. Is there an origin story? Is there like your mom or your sibling like gave you just a mushy brown banana, and it just threw you off for the rest of your life?
I think it's just like texturally, it's like too mushy for me. Like maybe if the skin had a few brown spots, but if I open it up and like, oh my God, there was like the littlest bit of a spot, like the whole banana is ruined. Yeah.
That's wild. I haven't heard that one. I know a lot more people who are like, I won't touch anything that has a little green strand on the outside of the banana peel. Like I need it to be a little mushy, it's obviously a lot sweeter is the overripe.
Oh, FYI, I have been leaving my Oreos out with like the flap a little bit open, and they're really good that way. I think it's because the cookie gets, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Tom likes to leave the flap of the Oreos open to allow them to get a little bit stale. And so I committed to try it, and it's really good. The cookie gets a little soft, but the fake filling inside stays nice and firm. It's good.
It's good. The integrity is maintained on the filling, but the outside cookie shell is just so good. It's softer. It's great. So I'm glad you're trying it out. That is the only time that I will teach you something about cooking or any sort of the best way to prepare something on this show. So I'm glad I got one. I got one.
Yes.
One in.
All right. I'm coming hot with Duke's mayonnaise, right?
Yeah.
We got to see
Yeah.
Duke's mayonnaise.
Duke's
I only use
Mayo
Duke's.
Bowl Classic. So Duke's Mayo Bowl Classic is coming up. It's kicking off the college football season. It's like their every year. Actually, Brad Paisley and Kane, who's that? Kane Brown is the country singer who's kind of like a rapper too. They did a concert. I went to it. It was here in Charlotte. And Brad Paisley is a Tennessee and West Virginia guy. And it was Tennessee versus West Virginia in the Duke's Mayo Bowl Classic here in Charlotte kickoff. It's in like early September. I kind of feel like it's in the wheelhouse of Top Chef. So
Oh, yeah.
Duke's Mayo Bowl Classic. Also, they have a great social media team. If you've ever checked out their Twitter and Instagram, Duke's is like the best in sports. I feel like it would be a huge miss if Duke's Mayo does not have some sort of really fun mayonnaise. I'm team mayonnaise. I don't know about you. I'm team mayonnaise, and Duke's being the local brand here, very much team Duke's.
All Dukes. I can't even like use another one. Number one, Miracle Whip I don't even know. It's not mayonnaise, right? Like it's not. The Hellman's, I can get behind it. It's mayonnaise. Miracle Whip is some weird thing that is just not, I don't even know why they call it mayonnaise, but I love Duke's. That's the only thing we don't use a lot of like home or like store-bought mayonnaise in the restaurant, but we keep it around for some things. Always Duke's. I'm writing a cookbook. There's a whole page that's talking about the only acceptable ingredients for a chef to have. And it says that Duke's is the only acceptable ingredient to use as a mayonnaise. So Duke's, that's it. Yeah.
Shout out to Duke's. If you'd like to sponsor this show, yes, we will welcome any sort of Duke's. And if you want to have any sort of fun little segment here on the show, we would encourage that. Is there something that Duke's does? Because we talked about Goober Grape and how there are some things that might be super trashy or lowbrow, but it's just so delicious that doing it homemade doesn't hit the same way. Does Duke's mayo hit differently than a homemade mayo, and why?
I do. I mean, I do prefer like a homemade, like, an aioli and the Roboku. I like the consistency that you get. I also like that it's like a raw egg yolk that you can use whichever vinegar you want. You can add flavoring, because as soon as you start to add things like to the mayonnaise, I don't think it holds up as well. Like in a coleslaw, I think store-bought mayonnaise is going to thin out a lot more than a regular mayonnaise or like a homemade. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you someone who can like finger in the mayonnaise and eat mayonnaise raw, or is that something that only to the sickos out there that will just do a raw mayonnaise?
Yeah. I will definitely like lick the knife off. I will lick the mayonnaise off before I then go into whichever the next container is.
Yeah.
Clean the mayonnaise.
Yeah. That is another thing that...
People, have you heard people, they do like a mayonnaise. Well, so in Kentucky, they do like fried bananas, and it gets this like mayonnaise. It's like carnival food. It's like a very carnival food thing, like a deep fried banana. And they would do like this mayonnaise-y drizzle. Sometimes it would have chocolate. It's like a whole thing. But yeah.
That's the most Kentucky thing I've ever heard. Yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Maze is telling me to take it easy. The sexual innuendo of, do you take your finger and put it in the mayonnaise jar? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. But I do. I'm a big. Oh yeah, I said raw too. I am so sorry. That is horrible. I do love a good mayonnaise on a sandwich or a BLT. I think it's a must. I'm that guy that when you get a JBC from Wendy's and they don't have the mayonnaise on there, I'm really upset. Junior Bacon Cheese but can I tell you something about Wendy's? Low key, their apple pecan salad at Wendy's is like gourmet. It's like really good. It's got blue cheese crumbles. It's got candied pecans. It's got apples, like green apples, granny apples in there. It's got grilled chicken, like hot grilled chicken. And if you're on a road trip and you're not feeling like I typically get a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, but the apple pecan salad at Wendy's, it's like the nicest meal at any gas station rest stop you're gonna get on an interstate. It's low key like Michelin star quality. I'm just saying.
If I go to Wendy's, I'm getting a Frosty and French fries, and I'm going to dip my French fries into the Frosty like they're ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
They also have really good chili. Remember Wendy's used to have a buffet too?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I miss a good fast food buffet.
I know. Once Dave Thomas kicked the can, it was kind of like, you know what, we're going to bring in the Baconator and it's just going to be bacon everything. But you know what? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, if you're trying to be on the healthier side or trying to have something more wholesome on the road when you're driving across the country, stop in at a Wendy's, try the apple. And it's got a pomegranate vinaigrette, Sarah, at a fucking Wendy's. It's great.
Okay, I'm going to give you the opposite. If you're not trying to be healthy and you want something really just disgusting in the most delicious way, I just had this, and I'm going to double whammy you with this. So number one, you're going to go to Steak and Shake, and I'm going to get a Diet Coke with 2 pumps of cherry syrup in it. Because they put the syrup into it. They don't just, they don't just like make it. They put the syrup in there. And then I'm going to get the Frisco Melt. And the Frisco Melt now is like this big. It's huge. It's so much bigger than I ever remember. It has 2 patties on it. Mm-hmm. It's so good. The bread is like so greasy. It's floppy.
You put cilantro on it too, Sarah?
I don't, but I could try it. No, cilantro.
No. That would be my challenge was, can Tom finish this sandwich and drink in one sitting? Give me all day. I probably couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So 2 squirts of cherry, whatever.
Yeah, because you put it in a Diet Coke. So it really just makes like the Diet Coke equivalent to probably a regular Coke. But it's so good. It's so delicious. And I went there recently to like do a little taste test. I love to go to like places that were very nostalgic to me and like see if they hold up to it. They're like cooking everything in beef tallow now. You can buy like jars of like, grass-fed Wagyu beef tallow at Steak and Shake. The French fries were pretty good. They were still those little skinny fries. They weren't as good as I remember, but the Frisco Melt was better than I remember. So good. Oh man, so good. So good.
Wait, is this another hack? Like, apparently you can go to like Chick-fil-A. Is it Chick-fil-A or Wendy's? McDonald's that will sell you like dollar bags of ice? Like,
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's that you can buy like wholesale bags of ice from those. Is there any other weird?
They have that hospital ice. Well, my thing would be if you're going to go to Popeyes, you're going to ask for sparkle seasoning and you're going to ask for honey. So the sparkle seasoning is this like kind of like spicy, salty stuff. And I like to put that on everything. I really like it on like the red beans and rice. I'll put honey and then like sparkle seasoning. Yeah. Yeah. I love those secret menu items, right? Like that's where it's at.
Yeah. Taco Bell, you just go up and you're like, I'll have the cheesy gordita crunch. And they're like, it's not on the menu. I'm like, yeah, it is. And they're like, coming right up. And I'm like, yeah. Really? There's some off menu stuff at Taco Bell, little tricks of the trade. But Sarah, I think I have one more. I have one more here. How many do you have?
I don't know. I got one more. Let's both do one more.
Okay. I think there's going to be a liver mush challenge of some sort. Liver mush has a lot of ties to Western North Carolina and Charlotte. And I feel like they're going to try to, I don't know if they're going to go to Asheville. That's the thing. I would like to see some sort of Asheville and Hurricane Helene recovery effort challenge. Would be really cool. Especially because Asheville and the Western North Carolina really needs the tourism. It would be really cool if they did something like that. But some sort of like pate, liver mush challenge that would be really cool because it's a big thing here.
Okay. I put a lot of research into this one. So I have 2, but I'm going to give you the one I put the most research into.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers challenge.
Whoa.
Yeah, hear me out. Okay. So NBC Universal, they've always have a movie challenge now, right? So I looked at like release dates of movies and when they're coming out. It could be Fast and Furious Part 2, which is actually part 11, because they did the Fast and Furious on season 20. Was season 20? Yeah, on season 20 in England, we had like a Too Fast, Too Furious. I remember Padma, and then they all came out in these like super smoking, like leather, car outfits. Very nice. But I think we get a Super Mario Brothers. I think that is, they put a lot of money in NBC Universal. Everybody, it premieres on April 3rd. And I think that you can do some fun stuff with it. Like, is it a mushroom challenge? Like, do they have to cook all with mushrooms, or is it like all Italian food because it's the Mario Brothers? Like, I think there's a lot of ways. I looked at all the movies that are like releasing during the time of Top Chef, and I think that is the most food forward one. Or, well, also the Hunger Games too, but I don't know how and it has to, like, they're NBC Universal.
It's the Hunger Games, so you could come up with, I don't know, what would be the
you could
tie
put them
in there? Most appetizing thing, most filling thing to tie in the Hunger Games, or some sort of, what's, I forget. What's her name is Kentucky. We're not. This is Charlotte, not Kentucky. What's her face? Jennifer Lawrence. She's she's I think want to say Louisville.
She's Louisville, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting to bring Jack Black out for a Peaches challenge. That's my kids love that song. Or like la 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 the chicken. You could do you could do all kinds of stuff. But I think
yep. Okay. I
Super Mario Brothers or the Hunger Games. Those are my 2 food pick movies that they're going to have a movie challenge. So, yep.
I love this. You went the extra mile here. Super Mario Brothers themed would be really fun with mushrooms, like you said. Just the whole power up aspect. You get another life. You could even incorporate that into the gamifying of the challenge somewhere. You get extra time when you get the mushroom, when you win the mushroom thing. Fireball kind of come in here too in some way, not like the shot of whiskey, but which also Kentucky, right? Or the guy, he has a house in Louisville. The guy who came up with Fireball invented Fireball.
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm gonna be doing the Fireball whiskey. Where is it from? That is okay. Well, it's produced by Sazerac. And I'm not finding any sort of, I just know that the guy is right over there. Has this Springhurst in Louisville. There's this like giant house on the road. And my in-laws, they was like, oh, there's the Fireball whiskey guy. Fireball probably not going to be on Top Chef, I will say. That's not really the speed that we're going for, but maybe after, at the family meal, maybe the cooks and the chefs will all get together and take some Fireball shots. I don't know. But that would be a Super Mario theme that we could bring in there. Mushroom. I'm team mushroom. I know some people just cannot do mushrooms, but I'll eat mushrooms all day. So I'm down for that. May says bring Jack Black out for the Peaches challenge. Yeah. We can do that.
I think
we can do that.
I know I'm cheating now, but I have to say, they always have that dishwasher challenge too, right? So we know they're going to have that dishwasher challenge. Here's what I want the dishwasher challenge to be this year. I want you to give them all. Okay, so after we're all done, here's what happens, you guys. We're in a quick fire or we're in a whatever, and we're plating and we're like frantic, and we lose all of our training that we've always had about keeping our station clean. So I want to see this like clean plate challenge that's maybe sponsored by like the dishwasher people. So here's what I've got. You get really sticky food. You get stuff like, or sticky, like messy food. You get like sticky ribs, beets, molasses. I wrote oily fish, turmeric, stuff that like makes a mess everywhere. And then you have to present this absolutely stunning, immaculate plate. And they always give, they're always like giving out a little extra money. So you have to give this like stunning, immaculate plate. They're kind of like watching if you're wasting a bunch of stuff, because, it's about, they always are about like conserving water and stuff when you're doing that. Yep. But then you go over after it's over and you give, and one chef gets a bonus or something because they have the cleanest station. So you like tie 2 things in. You got a clean, immaculate, beautiful plate. Can't waste a bunch of stuff, and we check your station afterwards. I think that, yeah, it's going to.
Who's the biggest clean freak there? Is it Kristen, Tom, or Gail that would come around and be like, I don't think that's quite clean enough. Hold on, you got to go back into the kitchen.
Well, they never cared, because as soon as you're done cooking, your hands up, and then they don't want you to touch anything. So it's like hands up. And then the whole culinary crew comes in afterwards and cleans up your whole entire mess. And you would like kind of sneakily be trying to tidy things, like get your quick fire, like make your station look better. And they'd be like, stop that. Don't do that. Like they want like the realness of
the raw,
in the shits you just were. So I think that if you do this, like, can you do it? There's like Top Chef is more than just like being able to cook, right? Like they're assessing you on so many levels. Like in Restaurant Wars, are you a good team leader? Like, you work good on, are you creative? Can you tell a story? Like Top Chef looks at so much more, but they have never assessed someone on their ability to be clean. It's integral. It's integral to the being a good chef. So I just want one.
Great house, really clean kitchen,
spotless.
I sat up on the bar right there, Alice and I, right there on the bar, and watched it. And you guys do a really good job. Yeah.
I know. I want to see it,
because they take pages out of the Sara Bradley book. They follow in your footsteps. So you feel like you would have a pretty clean station. If that was one of the parameters, you feel like you'd be a pretty good job of that.
I think so. I think I also cook a lot differently. I've started to notice now that like I'm on other cooking shows, I cook a lot differently than a lot of other people that are on these shows. And maybe this is a key to some of the success I've had. I do not grab a million ingredients. I grab very few.
Notice that about you. Yeah, you know what you want, and you don't want a decision tree in your head. You just nail it down, narrow it down.
Yeah, like if they tell me it's a cherry challenge, like why am I grabbing 8 different types of soy sauce and 50 types of spices and like all this stuff? Like I'm just focusing on the cherries. Like so I think that my station does tend to be a little bit cleaner, but I have looked down sometimes and been like, oh my God, this is rough. So yeah.
Well, I think I threw out pimento cheese also as like a Southern thing that could be incorporated into the Charlotte season in Greenville. You hit on the Carolina Gold Rice. I think that the Heritage Heirloom Challenge, it seems like a great way to bring that in. The one I feel best about is mise en place. They got to bring it back. And what better place?
It's Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, NASCAR, mise en place.
Let's do it.
Satisfy us, Top Chef. Give the people what they want. Yeah.
I love it.
What if they pick because usually there's always let's talk about the culture of where we are. If they pick a culture or a different type of a different ethnicity of cuisine, what is it that Charlotte has to showcase? Like, is it like the Latinx, or is it Middle Eastern? It's Greek. Like, what's the one thing that kind of that you feel like is outside of Southern food? Like, what is existing? Because I know I used to live near some of those international markets. They have some really fabulous international markets in Charlotte. So I feel like I want to see people shop other places than Whole Foods.
Yeah, there is a Whole Foods in Uptown. And I'd imagine they're going to make some great use out of that Whole Foods in Uptown. But I feel like, I don't know, Mama G's on Beatty's Ford is up there in West Charlotte, North Charlotte. I want to say that West African cuisine could have a good foothold in this season of Top Chef, but there is also a lot of, oh man, yeah, Latinx. I feel like there's a lot of that too. Like Hispanic, there's a lot of if you go down Independence, there's a lot of great food out there. I want to say there's not a lot of Greek, upsettingly, not a lot of Greek food. As a Greek fella myself, I wish there was more Greek influence here in town. But I do think that there's going to have to be some of that in Charlotte. It's not the most international city, but it is a city that is a melting pot in terms of just every culture. Everyone in Charlotte is probably from somewhere else. There's very few people in Charlotte that are from Charlotte. And I think they would be wise to lean into that for this season of Top Chef, is that it is most people who live here are starting their business or starting their restaurant or starting their trade, whatever it is, that they come to Charlotte because it's a great place to raise a family, and it's much more affordable than, say, New York or San Francisco or Miami. And it's a great place to start from scratch. So I would love to see that and that theme on the show. I'm trying to think of celebrities they might have on this season of Top Chef. Do you have any thoughts there? Who you might? Andy Roddick and Brooklyn Decker are big foodies in town, which would be really fun.
I'm looking it up right now.
We've already mentioned Michael Jordan.
Muggsy Bowls. But I actually had that as a thing. That was a quick fire where they bring in little tiny Muggsy Bowls and they make them make one singular bite of food, like a tiny bite of food, and they have like 10 minutes to make it. It's like really, really fast and really, really small. I'm not even kidding. That's like in my book.
The Muggsy Challenge.
He's like, isn't he from there? Isn't he like kind of like a?
He's from like, Baltimore, but he's an icon here. He is the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. Like if there was one, if you could say one player that you instantly think of when you say Charlotte Hornets, it's Muggsy Bogues from the 90s with Glenn Rice, Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson. Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", and had a long career in the NBA, the shortest NBA player of all time. Also, Wake Forest alumni. Same birthday, January 9th as myself. And so me and Muggsy, I love Muggsy. He's my favorite player of all time. Maze is saying, I'm sure Muggsy would love that. Oh, I'm so short. You know what? I think he leans into it. It's not like in Space Jam when he played himself, he was like trying to be, a tall guy. Then again, it would be kind of funny, tongue in cheek. He's got he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's got a great sense of humor. Yeah. I think it would be cool if it was like a big challenge with Muggsy Bogues being the guest judge.
That's like that too.
Like supersize everything that you make and have Muggsy as the host. That would be really funny. What about so alumni? Did you have any thought about Top Chef alums with ties to North Carolina that you would like to see from? I know Jamie Lynch got Charlotte ties from two-time Top Chef competitor. Sam Talbot, also raised in Charlotte. Tristan Epps.
Yep.
Sara Bradley. Throw her in there too. I feel like Savannah Miller up in Durham. She has M Tempura from a couple years ago. I would love to see her on this season of Top Chef. I'm trying to think of any other. Kitsuji, and he's in Raleigh. Anyone else that I was thinking in the culinary world, Top Chef world?
Aisha Curry, Steph Curry's wife. She's like cookbook author. She had that Food Network show. Like she's from Charlotte. I'm just finding her. I didn't realize she was Steph Curry's wife until I just looked that up on the Google.
Stop it.
Yeah, I had no clue.
This is like people who were like, hey, what's Tristan Thompson doing? Like, what's his status this season? I'm like, what? Why do you care? Oh, he's dating a Kardashian. I only know Aisha because of Steph Curry, but she's she has cookbooks. She had a Food Network show. She's chef. She's beautiful. She fits like all of the things that, And Curry as a last name could be used as a ingredient on a challenge. Curry as a flavor, right? As a spice could be part of a challenge. If you bring Aisha and Steph and Seth and Del Curry out, Del Curry does work for the Charlotte Hornets. He's based here. Seth Curry was on the Charlotte Hornets last year. And when they're taping this, it's the offseason for the NBA. So I feel like Steph's schedule is a little more opened up if he and Aisha want to stop by the set. Top Chef Kitchen.
I just also saw that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is from Charlotte.
That is news to me.
Yeah, it says Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was born and attended elementary school in Charlotte. The Rock.
The Rock Johnson?
Man,
Get
now
out.
I'm worried if they're going to do that silly, if they do the Fast and Furious, because isn't The Rock always in like the Fast and Furious? Or no, that's that's
Vin Diesel. Maze, if you want to come on, if you're available for us, he hosts with Amin El-Hassan and Zach Harper, Cinephobe, which is the podcast that only is about poorly rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes. So it is the shitty movie podcast. And Maze, are you there that you can pop on and give us a little, is The Rock part of I think he is part of the franchise.
He is, but they've had a falling out between Vin Diesel and The Rock. So I don't know.
Like WWE, then they're going to come back on the movie and it's going to be like a big.
They gave him a spinoff, Hobbs and Shaw, with Jason Statham, and then he has not been folded back into the family is Fast and the Furious. So I don't think you'll get them both. Also, I don't know if The Rock eating 15 pounds of unseasoned chicken breast a day is exactly the type of diet that they want to bring into Top Chef. That's my thoughts.
Okay. I'm reading that he was born in California, but moved to Charlotte and attended Montclair Elementary in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then moved to Hamden, Connecticut, over by my neck of the woods. He attended high school in Honolulu and then moved to Nashville and he's all over. Yeah,
he's a man
it's going to be
without
tough.
a country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which, you know what? Maybe we can make it happen if he's part of, like Michael Jordan, if he's part of the NBC Universal family and they're like, hey, you can come back to your roots in Charlotte. And he's like, I was everywhere. Okay. Did I live in Charlotte? Yeah. Montclair Elementary. Remember?
We might see Ashley Christensen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's like Raleigh, like that Salem, Raleigh area, right?
Mm-hmm. Ashley Shanti, also from Top Chef. She's in Asheville, and I just saw that Gail was visiting her in Asheville. It's only 2 hours away. Yep. Best fish sandwich in the country, Gail said. So that would be cool to have Ashley out on this season of Top Chef as well. I should have mentioned her earlier.
I'd love to see her. She just won a James Beard Award for her cookbook, which is fabulous. I have it at my house. It is an amazing cookbook. It is so just eloquent, and it's just really just well written, beautiful photography.
So we're taping this in August, Sarah. Your cookbook, you're writing it right now, and by the time Top Chef airs in the spring, when we come back and we do the recaps together, where are you going to be in the writing process, you think? So
the manuscript's already been turned in. All the photography has been taken. We shot it all in Paducah. Everything is done. We're into the picking the paper, where do you like the feel of this paper or that paper? Do you like this font or that font? Do you like, full bleed pictures or not? It's really fun to write it because, like I said, what I love about the TV part of it is that you learn something you know nothing about. So writing a cookbook for me has been more than just writing the words and the recipes, but it's like this whole behind the scenes, how's the book get made type thing. And it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. Is your Steak and Shake hack going to be in there in the cookbook?
It's not. They did tell me. They did make me I had to remove a few lines because I do some starts with an M and ends with a McDonald's type thing. I didn't never say it, but I alluded to it. And so there's a few lines that had to come out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't wait. Well, I'm sure you're geeking out over that too, is the process and what pages and the materials and all that stuff too. So awesome. What else? Anything last things you want to put on the record? Like any good analyst in sports, before the season happens, you need to get it all on the record so that you can come back afterwards and say, that's right, I called it.
Charlotte has an amazing drag scene. Okay, really, really great drag scene. Give me a drag brunch, or give me a drag quickfire, or like give me a quickfire where the drag queens are out and the queens are going to get to judge and they have to like whip up a brunch dish. I want to see. I mean, there's like some really, really huge like queen families in Charlotte, and so I want to see some drag.
Okay.
I love when Top Chef does stuff that's maybe not loved by everyone in the atmosphere sometimes we're in. And so I want to see, like, give me some drag queens. Give it to me.
All right. Let's see some drag queens on this season of Top Chef. Season 23.
Season 23. And Michael Jordan. Yeah. Give me Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan in drag? How about that?
That's actually, yeah, do that. I want that.
NBC. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. That's Sara Bradley. Sara, this was really fun, and I can't wait to do more of these with you. And Eric, for those who are wondering, we'll have Eric on at some point, and we'll do a revisit on season 16 and just and go through it. And we would love to have you guys back on the show together. We had such a good time last year, and one thing that he said, he keeps telling me, is being on Pack Your Knives made me fall back in love with Top Chef in a way that he didn't know that it still was like, you know, still in him. Because as a competitor, there's a different place now watching the show from your couch. It's very different than when you're competing on it. And he's like, I fell right back in love with Top Chef.
Yep. Eric's genuinely one of the nicest. He is genuinely the most genuine person. He is a nice guy. It's just, you know, like, and are you excited to recap Top Chef this year? Like, are you, have you been waiting for this moment just to be like, every episode I've got takes? I'm going to give it to you guys for real. Okay. You can cut this out later, Mr. Mays, if I'm not allowed to say it. But do you want to know the whole reason that I did this? It's not really true, but it's partial. Is that we get access to the episodes before everybody else so that we can tape them and we can know. And I told my husband, I was like, so yeah, I'm going to be able to watch these episodes early, but you're going to have to wait. And he was like, what? Yeah. I was like, yeah. I mean, maybe I'll let him watch them. I don't know. But I really don't want his input. I just want to be able to create my own input. And my husband is really great at gameplay also. And he's a really great poker player. And so but I am the fact that I'm going to get to see them before the rest of America just makes me so just after watching this show for 23 years, I finally lucked in. I'm excited. But we have no access right now. And so all of this stuff we're saying right here is 100% clean. We don't have any knowledge. And I can't wait to see if any of this stuff actually comes true on the show. I mean, they haven't even started taping the show yet. The producers are listening to this being like, they fucking did it. They figured it out. Are we that easy to predict? Are we, can they read us like a book? We've been doing that. We've been watching this show for so long. I'm sure people... Please hit us up, packyourknives.com, on the Substack. Hit us up with comments if you feel like we missed something on this episode and we just completely blind spot, just missed it. Please come up with your own Charlotte-themed, Greenville-themed challenges. We'd love to hear it. I'm excited, Sara. Thanks so much. This was great. All right. And hey, I tell you what, if any of those challenges are amazing and worth it, I want to hear. I want to shout them out, and then I want to let people know, because I bet you some people come up with some that are so good. I'm excited to hear them. Yeah, let's do it. Packyourknives.com. Go to hit us up, and also on Instagram at packyourknives, and on Twitter we're at packnives. So go hit us up there. We'll talk soon. Bye, you guys.